Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Sofea and today I am going to give a speech on how to stop bullying. As we all know, bullying is a serious problem that affects millions of people around the world and it can have a lasting impact on those who are targeted, especially on someone that have been dealing with bullying since they were a little kid. Here are some facts, or should I say a statistic about bullying in Malaysia. Firstly, according to a study conducted by UNICEF Malaysia, 23% of secondary school students in Malaysia being reported being bullied in 2018. Second, the same study found that 34% of students who reported being bullied said that the bullying occurred on a weekly basis. And the last one is the most common types of bullying reported in Malaysia include verbal bullying, social bullying, and physical bullying. I am sure that most of the audience listening to this video can relate to the last fact that I mentioned. Those are just a few facts to kickstart my talk for today, and it is actually very concerning to hearing all the statistics. So right now, I will be discussing some effective strategies for preventing and stopping bullying. So let's get started. Before we dive into strategies, I believe that it is important for us to understand what bullying is and how it can affect people. Bullying is defined as the repeated action or threats of action directed toward a person by one or more people who have more power or status than their target in order to cause fear, distress, or harm. Bullying can be physical, verbal, psychological, or any combination of these three. It is also important to distinguish bullying from other unkind, mean, and harmful behavior. Calling someone a name or pushing someone for once, being rude, or having an argument with someone is not bullying. Of course, these behaviors should be addressed as bullying, but it is not, which is why the distinction is critical. To be defined as bullying, all three components must be present. First of all is repeated actions or threats. Secondly is a power imbalance, and third one is intention to cause harm. Now that we are done with the definition of bullying and ways to identify it, let's take a sneak peek on the effects it causes before exploring the ways or strategies to overcome this bullying problem. Some of the common effects of bullying include low self-esteem, anxiety, depression, and even suicidal thoughts. So, it's crucial that we take bullying seriously and work to prevent it from happening. Two key strategies for preventing negative outcomes such as bullying are intervention and prevention. These methods are essential for preventing bullying and fostering the situation where everyone can flourish. While intervention focuses on addressing bullying behavior that has already occurred, prevention entails taking action to prevent bullying from happening in the first place. While both strategies are crucial, prevention is frequently regarded as the best course of action because it stops bullying in its track. Effective intervention technique must be in place to address the problem when preventative measures fall short in order to prevent further harm. The most effective ways to stop bullying is to prevent it from happening in the first place, as I mentioned earlier. Here are some strategies that can help. First and foremost, educating pupils about bullying is an important step in preventing and addressing this problem. This education can take many forms including classroom, instruction, workshops, community events, and online resources. This also includes important plays, especially from teachers and parents, as these two figures are the ones that always be with children and plays a big role as a figure that the children will look and obey. Next, create a positive school environment. Schools can create a positive environment by promoting kindness, respect, and inclusivity. This can be done through programs such as peer monitoring and anti-bullying campaigns, As I mentioned earlier, teacher will play a big role in order to make this approach works. They need and should be working together to figure out the best way to make a school a better place for kids to be and learn. Lastly, encourage reporting. It is important to encourage people, especially children, to report bullying when they see it happening. This can be done through anonymous reporting system or by creating a culture where reporting is encouraged and supported. Even with prevention strategies in place, bullying can still occur, and that is where the intervention method comes to save the day. Here are some strategies that can help you. Firstly, take it seriously. When bullying is reported, it is important to take it seriously and investigate it thoroughly. This action needs to be taken seriously by all, especially parents, teachers, and also other authorities. Most of the time when someone reports about bullying, these three representatives will ignore and even mock the bullied person by simply saying that they must stand up for themselves or walk away. It causing the bullied to be discouraged and keep it all to themselves, eventually leading them to be depressed and have mental illness. If those three mentioned people would take this into account seriously and put effort into it, there is no doubt that it will help to stop bullying in some ways. By setting examples such as punishment, it will send a message that bullying will not be tolerated. Then, involve parents and guardians. Parents and guardians can play an important role in stopping bullying. As I mentioned earlier, these two figures are very essential in solving this matter. They can work with school authorities to address the problem and support their children. If there was a case of bullying in school, the teachers and the parents of both the bullies and the bullied should be sitting together and discuss to ensure that it will never happen again. Last but not least, provide support for those who are affected. It is important to provide support for those who have been targeted by bullying. This can include counseling, peer support, and other resources. Sometimes, all the bullied or even the bullies want is some love and support. So we should be looking out for all our friends and acquaintances so that they will not turn to be something that we all don't really want to. And if someone were to be bullied, close friends should go and comfort them and always be there to support them. In conclusion, bullying is a significant issue that has a wide-ranging impact, but it is also something that we can be addressed. We can work together to create a society that is safer and more inclusive by having a clear grasp of what bullying is, as well as by employing preventative and intervention techniques. Keep in mind that it is up to us to combat bullying and affect change. That is all from me. Thank you for listening.